guys, I just want to say thanks for watching my first ever video. All of my videos are going to be more of a get ready with me type, as well as I'm not sponsored by any makeup companies. I have sensitive skin, which makes it hard for me to get products I like. You know, I'm also going to do one of my favorite eyes today, which is called a Neopolitan Eye, as I call it anyways. I haven't seen anyone else do it. And I get a lot of people asking how I do that. So I'm gonna show you that today. A lot of my products I would use, like I said, I am not sponsored by them, is either Neutrogena, NYX, or Peri-Pera. And as you just saw, I just put on this. It's the Neutrogena Prep and Correct Primer, brightening. Not allergic to it. I really like this one. Makes my skin look and feel really good. I've used one of their newer ones that was their mattifying primer, and I was allergic to that. My face turned red and is not pretty. So yeah. And I just put all that on. I am going to now use their Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup. And it's really good. It feels super light and breathable. And again, it's sensitive skin friendly for me anyways. I know everybody else is different. So yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. And another thing I find that's good for sensitive skin is using a really good company for a brush or sponge. So far I found EcoTools is pretty good. This is their EcoTools Blur Sponge. I think it covers pretty well. So yeah, and a lot of these videos are gonna be me just rambling while I'm putting on my makeup, and if you guys want, you can comment something for me to maybe talk about or try in the comments, and if I can do it or talk about it, I will, and we'll see from there. Yeah, I just want to get really good coverage. I prefer light coverage anyways, because I've put on heavier ones. I couldn't tell you the brands, it's that long ago, and it just felt like my skin couldn't breathe, and I just wanted to wash it all off immediately. So I don't know what brands they were. I want to say I was in high school and I graduated quite some time ago. So get that all looking good. All right. Don't want to break that. Bowl fell down, but I keep my sponge in. All right. Just put that all on the sponge. There we go. First thing I do is I'll go in with some concealer, and I use the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Radiant Cream Concealer. And I just use that as like a primer and put it everywhere on my eye. I find it just helps it blend really good. Whether or not it works for you guys, well, I would just say use your favorite products, honestly. Yeah. Because if I do any other tutorials, like where I'm following whatever somebody else does, I'm going to use in the products I have, because again, skin allergies and sometimes cost issues depending on whatever product they're talking about. Because I know sometimes with some of those tutorials you see online, they can be really expensive products. And I'll just blend that using the flat side of my concealer. And this is in the shade of Ivory Light 1. And my foundation is Classic Ivory 10. It's the lightest shades that I can find, and I find they work pretty well for me. So there we go. Got that blended out pretty well. And like I said, a lot of the stuff I use are EcoTools, but this one is Profusion Brush. I find it works pretty well too, and I can actually use their makeup as well. This was from their Jurassic Park line that they had out not too long ago. And for starters, I'm actually going to grab my EcoTools brush as well, because I need one for the dark brown. This is the Peri-Pera All Takes Mood Palette, and the shades I'm going to be using are this darker pink here, this brown, and this one here so far. What I do is I start with the brown, pat my brush into it, get quite a bit of color on there, and then just start patting it along the outside of my eye. I'm working it until it's about halfway covering the eye area. So I get a lot of compliments on this look, and a lot of people saying they want it in a video form so they can do it themselves. So I'll do that on both sides. And with this look, I don't usually use eyeliner. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I change up the colors just because it's fun. And that's honestly the only reason I do makeup, is just because it's fun to do. And my husband, who's awesomely supportive about all this, is like, do what you want with your makeup, don't wear it. He doesn't care either way. He says I'm pretty regardless, so I'm like, alright, I can work with that. Alright, now I'm going to go in with this pink here. You can kind of see this one here, get a little bit on there. Start dabbing that on, stamping it. A lot of what I've learned is from just watching tutorials online. Like I've watched, can't pronounce her name, Dentislava and Nikki tutorials, and I just take inspiration from everybody, kind of. So get that on there. And this is the Peri Para matte palette in peach, I think. No, this one's they have a pink one. I can't remember what the pink one's called. It's all these are available on Amazon to buy. It's the only place I can really find this Peri Para as well. Alright, and I just want to get a good coating of this pink on my eyelids. Then I'm going to go in with this one here, and it just adds a little more depth and sparkle and a little more darkness, honestly. So you can see so far we're getting there. We're not quite to Neapolitan yet, but we will be. And as for everything else, just make sure you like how it looks, because that's important. Don't let anybody tell you if you need to change your makeup. I've had some people also, when I was first starting out with makeup, this was years ago, they'd say I need to blend it better or whatever, or do whatever they preferred. That was also high school, and again, I graduated a long time ago, and nah. I obviously didn't listen to them, because why would I? Just trying to do all these. Get this to a nice good color. One thing I like to do is take more of that pink and just swipe it under the eye. Just kind of brings it down more. And I'll do the same with the brown as well. Just dab that back in the brown real quick and just under there, because it just brings that Neapolitan look a little under the eye, and I think it looks a little better that way. And I'm just using the same brushes for everything pretty much, almost, although I have plenty of eye brushes. Alright, and for the next part, I'm actually going to go back in with, where did I put it, my concealer. And that's part of how we get the white stripe in the middle, is I will go like this. And just swipe on either side of that line until I think it looks good. I'm gonna grab my little mirror here. I have a little Cookie Monster mirror that I use when I'm doing this sometimes. Sometimes my bathroom mirror feels like it's too far back. Just carefully apply concealer, and I might put some setting powder on top of this just to get some of that wetness out of there. And one thing I'll do also is go under my eyes and do the same, because I want to pull that whiteness down a little. See? And I know it looks a bit patchy. We're gonna fix that though. So yeah, don't worry about that. I always start with the line where the pink and the brown meet just to give me a spot. And I might have to dip this back in there more. I might have to get more of this concealer actually. And a little bit more for under the eye. Got a little concealer on my eyelashes, and oh well, it'll go away. Alright. But yeah, doing this with sensitive skin makes it quite interesting, as I've had quite a few products over the years I've liked, but my skin has not. And this is the NYX Professional Makeup Eyeliner Stick in pure white. I just like to put that on the waterline. I realized I forgot to do that before I did my bottom lashes, so just doing that real quick. There we go. Alright. And I do have a tiny bit of setting powder, which I've not tried yet. It's Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. Should really help with this, I hope. We're gonna find out. Let me grab my concealer brush. That'll work well for getting in such a, you know, area. Because I want to put white on top. I'm gonna have this just sitting here. Oh, this has a mirror that helps. Just pat it on top as best as possible. We're gonna see how well this works today and if I'm allergic to it. Now, whenever I'm trying something new, my videos will be kind of two-parters most likely. To see if I react to it, I will post and let y'all know. Because, again, as a girl with sensitive skin, I want to know, you know, if somebody else reacted to it. Because, yeah, like, and sometimes my reactions take 5 minutes, they can take hours, so we're gonna go with it. Let's see, I need another eyeshadow brush. Let's see, what do I have here that I want to use for eyeshadow? Because I want to get a lot of that white in there pretty well. I think I want this one. I have a whole thing full of brushes here that I've just washed recently, which I also use the Eco Tools cleaner for that. I find it cleans it real good. Where's the white I like to use? The white I like to use is in this NYX Ultimate Vintage Jeans Baby palette, and it's right here. And I just like to use that to really get the white part white. Although I don't know if I want to use a brush that big. I might have to just make it work. And just carefully dab it in there. I have another brush that'll work better than that one. That one I feel like it's too long. There it is. Does it have any colors on it, or is it just kind of glittery for some reason? Glittery for some reason. Good. It's another Eco Tools brush. It's their double-ended eye brush, one of them. Just getting plenty of that white on here. And just dab it in. And I'll go back and clean up that brown as well on that side. I see that, so, you know. I'm gonna grab my little brush here, or mirror. And just stamp all that stuff in, both above and below the eyelid. And I'll clean that up, and then I next go around. All right. And as you can see, it just makes it a little bit brighter. The white as well pops well. And put that in there. All right, and there's that, and I'm gonna use that brown again as well. There's a couple other things I'll use just to add a little sparkle, because sparkle. There's the brush. And just stamp it where you want it. Gives you a pretty good line that way. Looking for my white brush as well, so I can fill in any spots I feel like need it. But yeah, so that's working pretty well on that side. Don't fall in the sink. Don't need you in the sink. There we go. All right. I'm also using my mirror for distance and back there. Just because some things look good up close doesn't mean they look good far away. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. And another thing I like to do is grab another one of my really fluffy brushes. If I don't have much on this one, it's just white. Cool. I will take the same from Peri Para, where it's this little white glittery here. Put that on the brush and put that where the white is. Just kind of adds a little glitter and just stamps that on there. Just because glitter, I love glitter eyeshadows. They're just really pretty to me. So, and honestly, taking the same brush, I'll take the glittery one next to it as well. This pink, stamp it on the pink as well. I always extra glitter. When in doubt, more glitter. And just stamp that on there. Another thing I've noticed people doing in makeup videos that I don't like is when they cut away and you don't see some of the steps. Like, that's something I will try not to do in these. I don't have the ability right now. It's all done on my phone. I don't have a computer. I don't know if it works. I haven't turned it on in so long. And, you know, I hate when videos are edited like that and you can't tell, you know, what was done. That you can tell something was done, but not what. Like, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to grab one of my fluffy brushes. This is something I bought years ago, back when Harry Potter came out. And go back to my NYX palette. Which I only have a few eyeshadow palettes anyways, but I got almost every color somehow at the same time, so I'm gonna go in with this dark sparkly right here. Wish these had names, I'd tell you guys. Just stamp into that a little. Turns the brush a nice dark brown. And it gives me a nice brown glitter. So. And yeah, if you guys notice, I have my door closed behind me. I have cats and they will try to help. They will either be in here with makeup all over themselves afterwards or something, and that's just not something I'm wanting to deal with right now. Another thing I've seen girls do is use false eyelashes. Those just, I've tried them. They're just not my thing. Me and them are not friends. We don't get along. And if you use them, then that's totally fine. Like I said, I could never get those things to cooperate. No matter what. I don't even remember what brand they were. But yeah. So I just make do with a couple extra layers of mascara. And this is the Neutrogena Healthy Lengths in black brown. Number 3. I try to always get a brown one because being blonde, which you can't really see in this lighting, just if you get anything too dark, it just, to me, it just looks strange. But if you like it, then you like it. I will never tell you otherwise, because the way I see it, makeup is an expression of you. And like I said, I do this for fun. I know some people that can't go without makeup because of other reasons, like, you know, they want to cover up something. That's another reason I prefer a light coverage foundation, is I don't really need to cover anything up most of the time. The only reason my acne is bad is it's all getting really close to that time of the month, and yeah, that just kind of happens. So I'll get a first layer of that on, dip it back in. When I'm putting on my second layer here, see if I can do it so you guys can see, I start wiggling the brush and pulling up, and it gets it a little bit better. I only do a couple layers of it. And if I could not blink when doing this, that'd be fantastic, because then I just got some on the skin I just did. But I do the same thing when doing the eyeliner, so dip it back in a little. And like I said, when these are uploaded to YouTube, or if I do TikTok as well, because I have one of those accounts, these are not edited for any reason, because yeah, if somebody cuts away and cuts back, it makes me wonder what they may have done to their face to make something work better or differently. I don't know if, like me, you've seen some of the scandals online with some of the other influencers, and yeah, no. Next thing I'll take, just because my brows sometimes disappear when doing this, is Neutrogena's Micro Brow Tint Serum. And this is in their lightest shade I could find of taupe. I'm gonna grab my mirror for that, and I'll have this thing like this against my head and just gently coat the hairs. Just makes them pop a little bit without adding too much, because yeah, whatever that was on my eyelash looks like fuzzy or something. There we go. Like, one thing you guys are going to learn about me is I like to either do neutral tones, or I have some really wild colors, you know. And like I said, all my brands are NYX, Peri-Para, or Neutrogena. That's what works with my skin. And yeah, like I also got, I have my neutrals, but I have these as well. I love bright colors. I also have a Profusion palette somewhere. Oh, it's out here. It's their Jurassic Park one. It even does fun sound effects and stuff when you open it. But as you can see, there's tons of bright colors in there. So some days I won't even do something like this. Like some days I'll do something crazy. Like it just depends on what I'm feeling for that day. I don't know if I'm feeling like contouring. I might do a light bit. And for that I have the NYX Wonder Stick, and what shade is this? Universal Light. I don't use the highlighter that comes with this though. It just looks strange on my skin. It looks odd. Let's just go with that. I do use the darker side for just a little bit of contour. You know, and then I'll just blend it out after I get some blush and highlight on here too. And just draw that line. Can never get this to look samesies, so yeah. And one thing I like to use is their blush as well, or I'll even use my lip gloss as blush. It's their NYX Wonder Stick Light Peach and Baby Pink. I'm feeling the baby pink today. Oh yeah, I need to put more contour on. But I'll just put a little here and here. And I'll grab my blender and start blending as soon as I get everything where I want it. And grab my contour again and start using that where I want. Just a little bit on the nose. And I never worry if it's perfect because I'm gonna work with it regardless because, yeah. And yeah. So I also use this, my NYX Neutrogena concealer. If I could talk today, that'd be great, as my highlighter because besides cost reasons, it's a good color for a highlighter in my opinion on me. And I'll just put a little here, 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 and here, just wherever I'm feeling it at the moment. And I'll just be careful around my eyes since I already did those. That's why I appreciate the flat side of that thing, because I can really control that. Sometimes I'll do it with a brush, sometimes my sponge, just depends on whatever I'm feeling at the time. I'll just blend that out using any part of my sponge. Maybe not that one because I added more foundation. Oh well, I'm working with it at this point. Although if I feel like I need a bit more foundation, I can at least just put it there. Sometimes I'll do a heavy contour too. It just, again, just depends on what I feel like. And if I don't feel like it, I don't do it. And if I need to, I'll go back in and dab in some more of this, but I want to start blending you before I blend out all my concealer, because sometimes, you know, you don't look so good without doing that. But that's usually only when I do it with my lip gloss, and it depends on which one. And those are mostly Peri Para that I have. I do have Neutrogena one, but I find I prefer the Peri Para lip tints more. So, but again, it's all in what you prefer. And I'm trying one of their new lip tints I got today. So we'll see how well that works. Just trying to blend all this. Like I said, sometimes I use brush, sometimes sponge. Sponge is what I grabbed. It just depends. And before I did any of this, I already did all my skincare, so I got lip balm, I got lotion on. One thing that I find works great for me for skincare is I use almost their whole line of this, honestly. The Wild Ferns Manuka Honey. It smells good, it feels good on my skin. They even have a lip balm, they have masks, they have all kinds of stuff. It's all on Amazon. Normally with this, for a lip that I would pick, is the Peri Para Ink Velvet 31 in Wine Nude. It's really pretty. But I got a new one today and a new gloss to go with it that I want to try. And we'll see how it works. It's their Ink Airy Velvet 21. And did we say what color you are? I think it's peach. I think that's what it says, but they have something stamped on top of it on the bottom. So we're gonna see how pretty it is or not. One thing I do like when looking at Peri Para online if you swipe through their photos on Amazon, they show people with different skin tones, and that's one thing that's hard to find sometimes. I appreciate that they do that because, yeah, not everybody's same skin tone. And we're gonna see how pretty this is. Doesn't show up too much, but that's fine. It is pretty though. I do like it. Get a little more for the Cupid's bow type area. And get a smidge too much on there. I'll wipe it off with my finger. And if I got too much in the Cupid's bow area, I just wipe in that dent between my nose and lip. But yeah, that's a really pretty color. I do like that. And then I got a new one that's kind of a pink one. I'm gonna let that set a minute before I put on the lip gloss. It's their number 8 Love of Fate in their ink lasting lip gloss. One thing I like about their products is they always smell good. They always smell fruity or at least sweet. So let's see what this one smells like. And I should smell the other one too. Downside is you can't smell it too long. Oh, that smells good. It smells like either cupcakes, like vanilla cupcakes, or strawberries. It's kind of hard for me to tell. But yeah. And that just smells good. So not an important factor to me, but it is a nice one. I'll also get a little bit of this rubbed off on my stand here. I always like to take off a little extra if possible. And I just like the feel of their lip glosses too. They're very nice. They just glide on for me. I understand that not everybody's is the same, but and their lipsticks are nice too. I like those. The airy one I just put on as well as the others. I like that it kind of wears away through the day and becomes a lip stain. So I'm like, I don't have to keep applying it. I can, but I don't have to. And I like this just because they feel good. They smell good. My lips never feel dry with them. And that's really hard for me to find sometimes. I think that's everything that I normally put on. So yeah, besides setting spray, which I also use Neutrogena for that. I might put a little bit, even though I used some blush and stuff. This is highlighter and blush in the middle. The very middle is the blush. The outer part's the highlighter. And I like Peri Pera's blush and highlighter combos. I might put a little highlighter in some areas just because. And sometimes, if I can remember which brush I used for the other ones, I'll just take like, you know, this and just dab it down here too, a little. Just adds a little more sparkle. Never have too much of that, so yeah. Just doing any finishing touches as well. So just adding that highlighter just from this outer part. I use my finger because I do have a brush that would probably work there, but my leg could probably get way too much in one go. And I already have stuff on my hands anyway, so I'm gonna have to wash it regardless. But yeah, and I'm just gonna use my setting spray, and it holds well through the day, honestly, with the way I do it. Like, I wore this literally all day the other day, and at night it still looked pretty good. Like, obviously you could tell I had worn it all day. There was some wear away a little, which is to be expected with some makeups. So yeah, I'm just gonna spray this. This is that Neutrogena setting spray, Hydro Boost with hyaluronic acid. I find it just gives a nice finish because I have combination skin and sometimes it's fun as well as being sensitive. So yeah, I'll probably be back on here tomorrow doing this stuff. For some reason I'm drilling a little bit. And yeah, I like to ramble a bit, so if you guys have any topics you think I should talk about, just post below and let me know, and if I know anything or can research something about it, I will definitely talk. So yeah. Alright, so see you some other time. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But this is the final look. I think it came out pretty good, minus my acne for now, which will go away in a few days. Because, like I said, yeah, time of the month. It'll get you. Alright, so